Good morning, everybody. Happy Wednesday.
It's Mueller time, guys. Big hearings on the Hill today, all day today. We got our eye on that. We got our eye on a few other things. Kyle Kulinski in the show today. We're excited about that. All that and more today on Rising.
What I'm taking a look at is Joe Biden, who appears to have learned nothing from the 2016 presidential election. Biden has also learned nothing from Hillary Clinton. Him and his advisors told the New York Times in a recent profile, quote, that they view this election as making it a referendum on Donald Trump's fitness for office. I think I've heard that one before. It all goes back to Hillary Clinton, standing astride the middle and pointing at Trump and saying, this is not who we are. Trump, of course, winning the Oval Office in order to spite this failed idea. And the real thing here is that Biden is clinging to Barack Obama. But the truth is that Barack Obama was a far better politician than him, and at the time, a much better bet. Barack Obama had only served 2 years in the United States Senate. He worked against Washington. He ran against Washington. He wanted to blow up the lobbying structure. He was a new voice. Now, yes, he governed very much like a Washington establishmentarian, but the truth was that he hated every second of it. He couldn't wait to get out of the Oval Office after it was all done, and he fundamentally disdained the grease that makes this town run. Joe Biden, on the other hand, is somebody who has worked here for 40 years. He's extraordinarily comfortable in the halls and the cloakroom of the United States Senate, and it's something that he feels extraordinarily beholden to. If you look at all of his policy positions, he has been wrong consistently for over 40 years. Nobody best represents the Washington consensus. And it's something that we need to understand is a truly failed consensus. That's what Donald Trump ran against in 2016. That's what Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren are running against in the Democratic Party. And that is where the heart of the country truly is. Nobody wants what Joe Biden is selling. And I think, Crystal, that he has just, we talk about here all the time. He just hasn't learned anything. It's because he believes it. He believes it to his very core. He came up as a Watergate baby in the 1970s, and he's somebody who entered the Congress in this era of the post-war, and we can hatch little deals with the Republicans, and it's just not something that, it's just not true.
Yeah, it's interesting because I don't see him as a panderer. I think he sincerely holds the wrong views.
Right,
I think it's really genuinely held. Like, he really believes that if he's president, he's going to be able to go to the Republicans and work down a grand bargain that they were never able to achieve under Obama. Like, I think he really thinks that. It's no accident that the Obamas have kept hands off and have said they're not going to endorse in the primary. Of course, Biden said, I asked them not to endorse. Okay, whatever.
Right.
But you can see why you would look at Joe Biden and say, as Barack Obama, and say, like, how could that be the heir to my legacy?
Why did people vote for Obama in the first place? They voted for Obama because they wanted to get out of Iraq, because they wanted to fundamentally change American politics. They wanted to destroy the banking system. They wanted actual change.
Because
he didn't govern that way. Because he was different, and he promised a lot. He underdelivered. He's a lot of the reason that we have President Trump right now. And his greatest failure is he ended up governing like many of the people that he hated.
Well, that's exactly right. People thought because his biography was different that he would be different, when in fact he always, you think about the speech that launched him into the stratosphere, talking about there are no red states and blue states. So that it was a very let's come together and get along kind of a speech. But people thought he himself was fundamentally different. And as you said, he ended up governing like any other number of Democrats would have.
Next on Rising, with a bold title like American Carnage, what insights to President Trump does chief political correspondent for Politico magazine Tim Alberta's latest book have?
Interested in this one. Tim's going to tell us himself, and he discusses his process for compiling all of these incredible behind-the-scenes stories when Rising continues.